Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This week on Legend of Korra, it was Viva la Revolution and sandworms. In spite of all that, there were a lot of funny moments thanks to Zuko, Bolin, and Asami. And in case you haven't seen it, Korra is all digital now, meaning they're not going to air new episodes on TV anymore. You just have to watch them on their website or buy them in the Google Play Store or Amazon. Really, I just recommend streaming them on the website just because they're free. But if you're finding me for the first time, I do Korra videos every week. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's actually only a couple episodes left. For episode 10, I'm just going to start with top 5 moments and then I'll do my review. Careful for spoilers from episode 10 if you haven't seen it yet. I'll wait just a second. Okay, everybody ready? Here we go. Number 5, Bolin makes friends with the Red Lotus. I love that he got 2 out of 3 guesses right. Based on the way Ming Hua looked away from Gazan whenever Bolin said there was an unspoken attraction, I think that was one of the correct ones, even though I think that was a misdirect and they wanted us to think that the mustache and the sister ones were right. I like that whenever you rewatch that scene, it sounds like Bolin's just talking about things that are relevant to Team Korra. Raised by an older sibling, that's Bolin being raised by Mako. An unspoken attraction, that's obviously Makora. The Red Lotus is like a twisted version of Team Korra, or if you want to go way back, a twisted version of Team Aang, just because of the shaved head and Airbender thing. I also got the vibe that Gazan was the Bolin of the Red Lotus. Like the one who gets to react to everything. If you remember, he was the one that got that funny reaction whenever Zaheer and Piley started making out during their getaway. Bolin's relentless positivity always makes me feel better. It's an animated show, so his emotions are dialed up to 11, like he's super bipolar, but not SpongeBob levels of bipolar, so it's not annoying. That would actually be a really cool subform of energy bending, emotion bending, like you could bend someone's feels. Overly friendly Bolin was definitely one of my favorite funny moments, but some alternatives were Zuko's dragon being lassoed to the comically small palm tree and the other earthbender in the cell next to Mako and Bolin. But onto number 4, Team Korsami for the win. How awesome are the two of them together this season? If they were Scooby-Doo, Asami would be like Velma and Daphne's body, and Korra would be like Shaggy and Fred's body. And that's not a dig at Korra in any way, it's just that I love how the dynamic changes from group to group depending on who they pair up. Like someone gets to be the smart one and the voice of reason, and the other one gets to be the hard charger. Obviously that's always going to be Korra, whatever group she's in. Korra's like a linebacker, fearless and ready to go 24/7. Asami's the one who's done the homework. She knows the flaws in the Cabbage Corp ships, which by the way was one of the best shade-throwing jokes on Korra this season. Let me know if you caught it the first time you saw it, but it's basically her throwing shade at Cabbage Corp, just saying that they really suck. The desert scenes were a whole other story. They really reminded me of Last Airbender whenever they went to the library. Plus, the giant sandfish was a nice reference to Frank Herbert's Dune. If you've never seen any of the versions of the movie or read the books, you totally should. It's some of the best science fiction you'll ever find. I think the best version, everyone agrees, is the David Lynch one, the one with Kyle MacLachlan and Sting. I think it's on Netflix right now. But, number 3, diving into the belly of the beast, Korsami escapes the sandfish. Maybe I should say sand whale. But I don't know if it just referenced Dune. You could also compare it to Pinocchio escaping the whale, the Millennium Falcon escaping the giant space slug in Empire Strikes Back, and Team Aang escaping the library before it sunk into the sand. I don't know which reference point Mike and Brian were going for specifically, but they all totally work. I think it's interesting how Korra did not beat the crap out of everyone whenever the airship crashed. She just apologized for tricking the guard. I think it's really important foreshadowing for how people are going to perceive her versus Zaheer during the revolution. If she had taken them all down, she'd be no better than Zaheer dominating the Earth Queen. Plus there's the opportunity for those people to go back to the Earth Kingdom and tell the other military people that she was really nice. But I think all Zaheer has to do is show everyone how aggressive she can be, making the Red Lotus seem like liberators and anyone else by default seeming like oppressors. That's the problem with being the Avatar. You'd expect the White Lotus to be running some sort of PR campaign on your behalf, but right now it seems like Korra has to sway public opinion all by herself. The only other person I can think of that Team Korra knows that's a master at spinning things for PR is Varric. I feel like he's going to help out in some sort of ridiculous, silly way, either with his magnets or just by turning public opinion in Korra's favor with one of his contraptions. But moving on to the oh shit portions of the episode, number 2, Zaheer airbends the air out of the Earth Queen's lungs. Just to be clear, this was not the sub-form of airbending. He was still airbending air. It was just a very advanced form of airbending because it requires precision. If he hadn't have been really good at it, he could have killed her. Whenever he was talking about darkness, he was referencing the Earth Queen passing out from oxygen deprivation, or at least in a practical sense. Whenever someone goes without air in their lungs for more than a few minutes, the oxygen starts circulating your brain and you pass out. Then reflexively, your breathing muscles and your lungs start up again. You can go for about 5 minutes without air though, before things start to get really shitty. That's the interesting thing about the human body, and it's also how people tend to drown. Like, you pass out, you go underwater, and your body automatically starts breathing again, but instead of breathing air, you suck in a lot of water, and that's how you drown. But my number one WTF moment, revolution in Ba Sing Se. Watching Kazan pull the wall down was pretty sweet, but technically, I don't think the revolution will actually begin until everyone loses their shit and starts rioting in the streets. The wall that Kazan tore down was just between the low-income area and the high-income area, so obviously all the people where Mako and Bolin's family live are gonna rush into the inner city. I actually wondered if Toph and Lin have any family living in the inner city anymore. Their family was as wealthy as the crown, so there would have had to have been a few cousins floating around, so I'm sure they have some family somewhere in the city. Really, all Zaheer is trying to do is light the match. What he's hoping is that everyone just opens up in revolt in Ba Sing Se, and then it spreads to all the other cities of the earth. Everyone's just going to end up doing his work for him of tearing all the governments down. Which brings up an interesting point. What does he need Korra for if he can start the revolution all by himself? So remember how I suggested he might try to use Korra to sway public opinion in his favor. One easy way to do that would be for Korra to kill him in a very public way. He's already broadcast to everyone in the city his intentions to liberate them, so for them, he's the good guy. If Korra were to kill him, that would make everyone flip out in turbo mode. That doesn't mean that that's what he actually wants Korra for. I just think that it'd be a very effective way to accomplish his goal by sacrificing himself. But now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite moment, and what do you think that Zaheer wants with Korra? Even though the episode felt a lot smaller than the previous ones, I give it a solid A. The animation was goddamn beautiful, and the character beats were executed flawlessly. Bolin's funny moments showed us that the Red Lotus are real people, they're not crazy villains like Unalaq was. Bolin metal bending is pretty clearly going to be his Mount Everest to climb in the next 3 episodes. I think he's going to do it too. As many downers as there are each season in Korra, I feel like every character gets to achieve their victory by the finale. Part of the reason I think he talks so much is just because he's insecure. Once he gets over that, he'll probably find the inner peace he needs to metal bend the shit out of everything. Looking at the Red Lotus, Zaheer is the real question mark. We have no idea what he's up to. I love how Henry Rollins has created this really ambiguous, menacing character. He's the antagonist, but not the villain. From his perspective, the villains of the series are the politicians like the Earth Queens, so he's really just the counterbalance to all of them. All Korra has to do to solve all these problems is neutralize Zaheer, pacify all the citizens of the Earth, and all the politicians. No big deal. Think it should be no big problem. There's only like 1 million people. Remember, Mike and Brian said that the solution to this season, Korra's solution, will not be based on her bending ability. It's not going to be a physical fight. That's why I think Book 3 is so much more interesting than Books 1 and 2. It's more of a philosophical journey than a slap fight in the street. Let me know where you think things are going to end this season. Obviously, it's all about change, and last season, it was all about the spirit realm and the physical realm coming closer together. I feel like this season, they're kind of implying that everyone, all the people, are going to have to get closer together. Here's a crazy thought. What if all the nations of the world joined together in a democracy, like Republic City? A republic is usually the answer to feudalism, even if Zaheer hates all government. Just something to think about, but now, time to name the winners from last week's giveaway. There are actually 2. So congratulations to Michelle, Fangirl Ando, and Ian Bennett. You guys both win gift cards. I'll be reaching out to you on our channel for details, so be sure and check your inboxes. Next week is episode 11. They're just doing 1 episode per week now. They might end up posting the last 2 episodes, 12 and 13, together, but stay tuned and I'll post an update in next week's video if that's going to be the case. I'm a little bit behind and I have a Doctor Who video to post tomorrow morning, so I'm probably not going to do a Q&A, so just post any questions you have in the comments here and I'll try to answer them. But remember, I'm also doing a weekly Doctor Who giveaway, so if you haven't won anything from me yet, that's just one more weekly opportunity to win something. Right now, click here for last week's Korra video and click here to learn all about the Deadpool movie. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tonight. High fives.